Hey everybody, welcome back to more Ninjago Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu review for episode 6. The news never sleeps, which is also the saying that they say in the episode as well as the episode. Then again, it's still not the worst title that's ever been there. It's basically, while the title's basically like they're not even clever. They're not that clever. This one's somewhat clever, but I mean, they used to have much better, clever titles back in the past. But anyway, moving on from that. Make sure you like and subscribe, and also this review will contain heavy spoilers, so just heads up there. So anyways, so basically episode 6 is basically kind of like a filler episode that connects, that's kind of airs on the same day as episode 5 in a way, but you know, it's not really filler. Like, it's filler, but it's not, because it does, you know, continue the plot in some way, and you kind of still have to watch it to get some of the story. Like, you will miss part of the story if you don't watch it, and since the recaps are kind of gone, it's important to watch it. So it's not completely filler, but it is filler. It's complicated. It's like a 50-50. But it's also probably more of a spotlight episode, a character spotlight, because it focuses heavily on a side character, which is, Lil Nelson, which is basically what he was nicknamed in Skybound, although I never actually heard him in the show call him. I've only ever seen him in the sets. Like, in the show, they only say Nelson, so really his name is just Nelson, so I don't know why we keep saying it. And plus, he's not really little anymore. He has aged, as I will get to later in the review. It's actually pretty funny. But anyway, this episode also breaks the whole streak that Jay had about being in every episode, which, people who, obviously Jay fans are like, what, why? It's like, oh well, I mean, I don't really care. I don't really care if a character misses one episode. Oh no, what are we going to do? Jay's not in one episode. So obviously, Nelson, he was first introduced in Skybound, episode 55, the first episode. He was in the hospital with a broken leg from probably doing some ninja stunts, since he's, a fan of the ninjas, and broke his leg. Like how, kids normally mimic their favorite TV character and then break their legs. So the way the episode starts off with Nelson basically waking up in his room, who he's a super fan of the ninjas, so basically he gets up, brush your teeth, eat breakfast. He's eating ninja cereal, so he eats that, and then his mum wakes up, comes out to wake him up, but he's already awake and ready to go. Oh, he also packs a sandwich. I probably should have mentioned that first, because he does that before his mum wakes up. Although the interesting thing is, when he packs a sandwich, he obviously makes a sandwich, but then he puts it in his backpack. It's not wrapped up or anything, it's just a sandwich in the backpack. That is unsanitary, people. That is unsanitary. You did not just put a sandwich in a backpack without wrapping it. Like, he didn't have anything, it's just in the backpack. Also, there's nothing else in that backpack. It's just full of big sandwiches. It's like, I know it's Lego, I know it's animation. Okay, it's a kids show, and I know it's like that. But I mean, still, you should be teaching kids, to be sanitary and wrap up the sandwiches and not just have the sandwiches in their bags. Anyway, moving on. He tells his mom he's ready, and she's surprised that he's up, but he says it's his first day as a paperboy, which is his new job. He's got. And, that was pretty neat. So he heads off out of the village where his, mom and him live. Which, interesting thing, which a lot of people notice, kind of, is it looked awfully familiar to the village that got attacked by Garmadon back in the end of season 8. So I was going to say season 9 then. And interesting thing about this is, the fact that it looks like that. I mean, it could be another village. I mean, some villages can look the same. It could be a different village, but it could also be the same. And there are some subtle differences, actually. Very subtle differences. But, animation, that could be why. So, anyway, that's basically that for the village. So next up, basically, we arrive at, Ninjago City, or street in Ninjago City, or back street, whatever. Where, basically there's a bunch of kids on bikes who are pretty much all paper boys, and, the shed opens, the boss person, who, I don't know, it was very hard to tell if that the boss was same age as them or older. It was very hard to tell because the way he was dressed looked like he was young, but he also sounded like he was old, and it's just like, what? But anyway, basically the boss, assigns them their territories as, paper jobs go. It's kind of how it works. Basically that happens. Also, as Nelson arrives with them for his first day, Antonia also arrives, which is a new character who was introduced back in season 8. I want to say season 8. Pretty sure it was season 8 when she was first announced to appear in a future season, and everyone actually thought it was going to be season 9, and then again they thought it was going to be season 10. But as it appeared, she didn't appear until now. So, they really leaked it quite early, which, again, it's a problem they have, is leaking episodes early. It's like, how about we just enjoy the season we're on? I mean, they already leaked the sets for season 12. It's like, how about we finish this episode first? So next up, basically, obviously, the boss basically gets Antonia to take Nelson under her wing as, to show him the ropes of being a paperboy and all that and how it works. So they head off and, they also make some jokes about, how, make sure he comes back alive and all that. And it kind of, worries Nelson in a way. It's like, I would be worried too. It's like, what do you mean? He's just like, what do you mean come back alive? It's like, yeah, that would concern me. So they head off, and while they're on the job, basically, this is the point where it catches up to the end of the last episode, which was, when Aspira escaped. So before this point, it was happening during that episode. Now we're caught up to that point. So after that point, and this part takes place after the last episode. And basically, it starts raining giant fireballs, which turn into giant snake things, which aren't actually physical snakes, by the way. So they are actually just formed by Aspira's magic. Just a little tip there. And basically, the thing about this is why they're raining. Basically, Nelson freaks out because there's giant snakes and he doesn't know what to do. And Antonia is just like, calm down, just do your job, and everyone, the ninjas, Samurai-X, the police will deal with it, and she just heads off and just keeps doing her job, like nothing's happening. It's like she was just, her attitude towards it was just like so calm. It's like, wow, she just does it. She's just like, the ninjas will get rid of it eventually. Let's just get there. And so she basically also, actually no. Yeah, I think at this point she mentions the quote, "The news never sleeps," which is also the title of the episode again. And it was an interesting saying that she said, but they head through the thing. She's just going through there like she like nothing. She just throwing papers at people in bins and all that. It's like, first of all, another thing is everyone in the city is a lot calmer during this attack than you would think. I mean, granted, they're probably used to it since they get attacked on a daily basis, but I mean, they just seem calm. I mean, there's one guy hiding in the bin, that's about all. There's some people that are still sitting at the coffee place, just sitting there, when she throws the papers, like, drinking his coffee, is like, dude, we're being attacked by giant snakes, why are you just sitting there? It's like, they seem a lot calmer than you'd think. And also, a future episode also does. So, after heading around for a while, they stop to see Samurai-X basically fighting off some giant snakes in her mech, and they basically, Antonia and Nelson basically speed past. I mean, Tony tells him to follow her, and they speed past at the right time. So basically, they don't get attacked. And then obviously, Nelson stops and says, because Pixel gets surrounded by snakes and he's a little concerned. Antonia says he's got this. Now, she actually says he's got this, which is an interesting fact, which we'll get to in a second. But basically, Samurai-X, obviously, which we all know who that is, gets out of it and starts, beating on the snakes again. And this is the point that's funny. It's like they literally say he's needs help. It's like, wait, why are you saying he? I mean, we all know it's Pixel, and yes, maybe they don't know, but see, that's another thing. And some people pointed this out, but also other people said, well, maybe they haven't found out, unlike others. But that's the point. That's the thing. How? Because Pixar's been unmasked on, in public, and again and again. She's been on stage where there was news crew, obviously probably taking pictures, filming, and all that. And they work for a newspaper, especially Antonia. I mean, Nelson's first day, so maybe he wouldn't know, but he should know. And Antonia should know because she works for a newspaper, and she seems like she's been doing it for a while. So you think she would know who Samurai X is. So that was a little continuity error that they kind of, I guess, forgot about. And that kind of did annoy me and them a little, others a little bit, because it's like, they should know. Like, especially Antonia. I'd probably pronounce that wrong, by the way. Like, she should definitely know, because she works in a newspaper agency, and Pixel's been unmasked in the public eye for a while now. So it's like, it would have spread. But anyway, after that, apart from that, basically we arrive with Nelson and Antonia having break. Nelson's sandwich obviously got destroyed by snakes, although it's funny his backpack didn't get destroyed either. It's like, how is that possible? His backpack should be destroyed too. But anyway, since his sandwich got destroyed, Antonia gives him one of hers, which, was sweet and very sistery, big sistery, which awesome to see. It was an awesome scene. After that, they continue their paper route. On they go, both just, throwing the papers at people while snakes are attacking, avoiding snakes. It's like, it's interesting to see this. This is a side episode and not really, it's, as people said, filler in a way. But it was actually good. The next filler episode isn't, but this one was good. It was good because it was more of a spotlight episode, not a filler episode in a way. But basically, continuing on, because otherwise I'll ramble. Continuing on, they, continue their paper out, and they end up obviously noticing a fireball come from the sky with a scream coming from it, which obviously is Clark's powers. This is, maybe he got shot the last episode by that thing and all that. So basically, he lands. They go to check him, see if he's alright. And he basically tells them about why the ninjas aren't saving Ninjago, and that they're inside Aspira's temple, trapped. Oh, well, actually, he wouldn't know that they're trapped. He would just know they're there because, he doesn't know what happened to them in a way. He was outside, and Aspira didn't really tell him. So, that's just the logistics of it. Obviously, we don't have to get exact. So anyway, basically he tells them, and, after he gets put in the ambulance, Nelson obviously thinks that they need to go tell Wu in the monastery, or someone in the monastery. He doesn't actually particularly say Wu, but obviously, let's get getting too much into it. So basically, he does that. Antonia, after, Antonia kind of says that it's not their problem and that they're just news people. He kind of twists her own words against her, saying the news never sleeps and all that, and that their job is to inform people. And it's just like she's kind of annoyed, but also kind of impressed that he was able to twist their words against her. And then obviously, he is convinced to help him find the way to the monastery through the Route 23, which is obviously the route that was also mentioned before in the episode as kind of the dangerous route to go, pretty much because it's under construction, and also the giant snakes wouldn't help. So they head through, obviously, Route 23. They arrive at the broken/constructed bridge. It's kind of hard to tell, really. It looks like it's in construction, but it also looks like it's been destroyed. It could be both now, but let's not get into that. Basically, Antonia jumps the bridge, and then, after Nelson hesitates for a little while, he does jump after he looks at his helmet and sees, the whole, his ninja star he must keep there for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, that would be kind of dangerous having a ninja star. They're quite sharp, but anyway. And, remembers the whole ninja never quits thing, which I don't think we've had in a while. which not for a little while, a long while. But anyway, then he puts on these new purple ninja mask, which actually looks pretty cool, and I kind of want that new purple ninja mask. We have the old one, but I kind of want the new minifigure. I wouldn't want a new minifigure because the new mask looks pretty awesome, pretty cool looking. So anyway, he puts that on and basically goes there, and he's kind of wide because as in the start of the episode, basically when he comes down the stairs, you see all these pictures of him, and they've all got broken bones. No joke. Every picture of him has a broken arm, broken leg. I think he was in kind of a body cast or something, or a head, and it's like he's accident prone. But obviously he makes it because it's the episode. They don't really want it. And after that, we skip ahead to the monastery where they arrive to basically tell Wu them to knock on the monastery and tell Wu or whoever's there about the snakes and the ninjas and all that. And when the door opens, obviously, at first, because Antonia says, Nelson has to tell because it was his idea. She's one of those people. I mean, I actually liked her character in this episode, and I hope we see more of these characters, these type of episodes, because they were pretty well done. But Nelson's very starstruck when he sees Wu, because he's like famous to him, and obviously he eventually gets over it, tells Wu, kind of compliments him, saying he reminds him of another student, the Green Ninja, blah blah blah, and then obviously he heads off. It's interesting. Wu just walks off, like he doesn't even seem concerned though. Like it's just like, really? I mean, you're not concerned one bit. You're not even trying to rush. He just walks off and shuts the door. That was a little weird about that. But anyway, basically after that, they head off, and and also Antonia kind of compliments him as well as insults him, and saying well done, Purple Ninja, and then they head off. So that's basically the episode 6 and all that. I'm gonna try and shorten this episode because it's kind of long. I'm very rambly, but anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and in the comments below, let me know what you thought of episode 6 of season 11, which I'm not going to say the title again because this is a mouthful to say. But anyway, see ya. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.